The cross-examination of the state's first witness, Mbuso Ngcobo, continues in the corruption trial against former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. That's at the Durban High Court. Gumede and her 21 co-accused face several charges, including fraud and corruption, relating to the awarding of a Durban solid waste tender worth 300 million rand. She has denied the charges, saying it is a political plot to tarnish her image. eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is covering that story for us and joins us now with the very latest. Perhaps to start, good morning, Dasen. Perhaps to start with just a summation of what we heard in court yesterday.
Well, Mfundo, we left court with a bit of a cliffhanger yesterday because Advocate J. Naidu was still busy with his cross-examination of Mbuso Ngcobo, the head of the CIIU, the City's Integrity and Investigation Unit. And right at the end, that's when he asked Ngcobo, he said to him, look, you report to MPAC, which is the Oversight Committee, the Municipal Public Accounts Committee. And at that time of the investigation, or rather when the investigation was handed over to authorities and it became a criminal investigation, that Oversight Committee had requested that Ngcobo provide them with the interim report that had been released by the forensic investigators. And Ngcobo was not sure. He told the court yesterday that he felt that because it was now a criminal matter, he needed to seek advice and he couldn't just hand over this report, even though he reported to MPAC and those were his superiors, so to speak, because he was answerable to them. So J. Naidu ended the session yesterday by saying to him that you could have potentially stopped this tender from ballooning into 320 million rand had you handed it over to that oversight committee, had you handed that report over to that oversight committee. Remember, this tender that we're talking about, it actually started at about 45 million rand and later ballooned to 320 million rand, and that's what ultimately this case is about. But that was really the tone of the cross-examination yesterday, because Advocate J. Naidu insisted on trying to point out that Ngcobo had not made use of internal municipal structures to deal with this financial misconduct, because there is a disciplinary board, he told the court, that is meant to deal with these things, but instead Ngcobo had signed off on an investigation that ultimately landed up in the hands of Integrity Forensic Solutions, an external company. So that was one of the main points. The other being the appointment of IFS, because Ngcobo earlier testified that he had handed, or rather signed off on this investigation to be handed over to IFS because they were the only ones on the municipal panel that was available at the time. But Naidu told the court yesterday that in fact, at the time that they received this investigation, they were already busy with 3 others.
Quite very interesting. Dasen, we'll leave it there for now and catch up with you a bit later on as court proceedings get underway. That's senior reporter Dasen Thathiah, who continues to monitor that solid waste tender corruption trial taking place in KZN.